We have multiple huge Los Angeles Lakers updates to go over today ahead of the biggest game of the year against the Rockets tonight. Multiple surprising updates. We're to break those down as this changes everything for the landscape of the regular season finishing up for the Lakers. We also have a few other things to go over ahead of tonight's big game against the Rockets. Stay tuned for all that in this episode, folks. Before we get to it, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, about 90% of you who are watching right now aren't subscribed. You want to help us towards our goal of 18,000 subscribers. We are right there. It is right around the corner. If you want to help us towards that goal and you're a part of the 90% who aren't subscribed, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Thank you guys again for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, a ton of updates to go over today. There's obviously a big game tonight. The Lakers hope to clinch the 3 seed, but kind of lost in all this is, of course, the opponent they're playing, which is the 2 seed. They have it locked in. It is the Houston Rockets. And coming into this game, the big storyline was A, of course, the Lakers needing to win this game, but B, yesterday, a bunch of new injury reports dropped revealing that the Houston Rockets were potentially going to be playing their entire team. They were taking players from, doubtful to questionable to probable, all these different things. And the truth has been revealed surrounding that. Let's dive right into it now. So this just dropped minutes ago, about 50 minutes ago. Alfred Sengun, Amen Thompson, Fred VanVleet, about an hour ago, has dropped. Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, and Terry Eason have all been ruled out of tonight's game against the Lakers. And this is kind of hilarious because you think back to yesterday, I had it in the video I made, the Jokic video. Of course, I had a segment about how the Rockets, the updated report came out yesterday that a lot of these guys were potentially going to play. They've decided to basically rule out every single one minus Jalen Green. So it seems like it's going to be the Lakers team versus Jalen Green tonight because Sengun, Thompson, VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, all these guys are going to be out against the Lakers. And this actually has massive implications. And it's very rare that a regular season game has this much impact on, a team. The Lakers need to win one of their last 2 games. And hopefully tonight will be the game because if they win, which we'll dive into in a minute, their seeding becomes locked in, right? And the worry was the Rockets are going to try to play spoiler here and try to push the Lakers down to the 4 seed. Then they have to go through the Thunder, all these different things. But I think we're going to be good in the sense that hopefully the Lakers can take care of business tonight against a very, very, I'm not even going to say banged up team because they're just going to be resting them for the playoffs. But this is interesting. You can see this here. The Rockets are resting. The Lakers will clinch a top 3 seed tonight. Now, I don't want to, I'm going to knock on wood a little bit. I don't want to put that into the universe that they're going to lose this game. But again, they're 4, key players. Some of their best players are out, right? Amen Thompson, Fred VanVleet, Jabari Smith, and Dylan Brooks. Obviously, like the Lakers, I think could have took care of business even against a healthy Rockets team with Dylan Brooks versus LeBron James. That's kind of the only sad part here. We don't get to see that rivalry go at it. But jokes aside, this is very good for the Los Angeles Lakers. And you are now able, hopefully, to secure that 3 seed, which is going to be absolutely critical. I've been talking about it now for the past week or two, like securing the 3 seed, staying out of the play-in. Of course, that's not going to happen now, we don't think. Of course, the 2 seed was available for a bit. The Lakers then got played with injuries, and now they are kind of stuck in that 3 seed. I'm perfectly fine with the 3 seed. It would be a solid spot. You win this game tonight. You can choose the rest your players in the final game, depending what JJ Redick wants to do. And to see the Houston Rockets come out and rest in a very critical game for the Lakers, not critical at all for the Rockets. Their games don't mean anything. Is not only a good sign, but it's also, a sign in the, good direction for the Lakers to be able to hopefully secure that 3 seed tonight and make the game that much easier. Because on the Lakers side of things, they are perfectly healthy. LeBron James probable. Now, minus Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura has been ruled out. Maxi Kleber out. LeBron James is probable. So that's the good news, is that, of course, LeBron James is going to be playing. Rui supposedly is out. And I think at this juncture, winning tonight's game, hopefully they can go out, win with authority, be up by a ton in the first half, and still rest a little bit. I want to see the team be able to get some sort of rest here, especially with the way that things have been going this year with the injuries. Rui Hachimura is still dealing with things, and that's, of course, part of the reason why. You see this here, the Los Angeles Lakers will have a healthy roster ahead of the final home game of the regular season. LeBron, who's part of the Lakers' road win, is probable. Due to the playoffs, CJ Redick could rest James on Friday if they feel he needs an extra day. Apart from LeBron James, Kleber's status remains the same, and he'll be out Friday's contest due to a injury there. So, again, Lakers are good. Then the good news is, and let me know down below, do you think the 3 seed is a huge deal for the Los Angeles Lakers? Because some people are saying, okay, it doesn't really matter. Some people are saying, okay, you needed the 3 seed. The whole time I've kind of been of the mindset that, hey, they're going to need, specifically, they're going to need, the 3 seed. At least it would be very good to get the 3 seed, right? And it's at a point now where if they basically have it locked in with a win tonight, It's going to be obviously interesting to see how it plays out. Also, I believe Hachimura is available. I know this report says he's not available, so keep an eye out on that. I do believe Hachimura will be playing tonight. I know he hasn't been cleared for back-to-backs, which is why he was out in the last game, but I think he is going to be available tonight. But let me know down below, as that gets updated. Of course, we're still a few hours out from game time. But I want to dive into a couple of other things. Yeah, let me know down below what your thoughts are on specifically the seeding and how much you think it actually matters. Because as you look at some of the projections, right now the Lakers have a 92% chance of getting the 3 seed. The Rockets have the 2 seed clinched, and basically assuming they win one of the last 2 games and, bearing disaster here, they are locked in. But you look at the Nuggets and the Clippers now. So the Nuggets have a 23% chance of locking up that 4 seed. And as it pertains to specifically the Lakers and their first round matchup, it is very close. I mean, the T-Wolves, the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, and the Clippers all have very similar chances of getting that 6 seed, with the Nuggets being the highest likelihood. And this would be crazy. A Lakers-Nuggets matchup in the 6 seed, 3 versus 6, in order, following the disaster class that was firing their GM, firing their coach, all these different things. The way the projections are going here, it's very likely that it's the Nuggets. We could also see the Warriors. At the end of the day, the 3 seed gives them the easiest path, but man, oh man, it would be a crazy round 1 matchup of the a hell of a matchup. Los Angeles Lakers versus, of course, the Lakers versus the Nuggets. Also, let me know down below, out of these, seeds, which would you prefer, or out of these, matchups, who would you prefer the Lakers play in the first round? What do you think your ideal path to the finals would be? Because that's ultimately what the point now, that we're talking about, because, the Nuggets obviously have Nikola Jokic. The T-Wolves, they have a lot of big men. And speaking of big men, you can see this here. Here's how the Lakers' past 3 matchups have gone when healthy against AD, Jokic, and Sengun. Not a single one of them hitting a 15-point or 50 field goal mark is insane, even in one game. This is very interesting because the Lakers have clearly figured out something with JJ Redick in their defensive scheme. They have held the big men to very bad numbers compared to what their usual stats are. And that's why I don't hate the Nuggets matchup for the Lakers. You never want to go up against Nikola Jokic in the first round because they're obviously proven winners. They've won a championship before, albeit with Mike Malone, not their current head coach. And going up against Jokic is scary anytime, but they've managed to play elite defense against big men, right? It's just something that has happened for this team. And you look at the standings, again, they're a game up on the Nuggets. There's a very good chance that, they end up playing the Nuggets, even though the Nuggets are currently in the 4 seed, the Warriors are in the 6 seed. Of course, these analytics are based on schedule, strength schedule, all these different things, and just the most likely outcome. So it's going to be a little bit crazy, but it is incredible how good JJ Redick has been this season, both regarding schemes and just especially defensively. This is going to pay huge dividends as the Lakers enter playoff mode now, because obviously it's a 7-game series. You have lots of time to scheme against the other team. Hopefully the Lakers will be able to, JJ Redick, whether it is the Warriors, whether it's the Timberwolves, he can scheme, whether it's big men, in the Timberwolves case, of course, with Jokic on the Nuggets. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. And it helps that they have 3 guys who can guard 1 to 5, LeBron, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Jared Vanderbilt. You look at some of the defensive, positioning, all these different things. The Lakers are playing positionless basketball. They, of course, have Jackson Hayes. They don't have their traditional center in the sense of a really good one. You have Jackson Hayes. Is he a starting caliber center on a championship team? We'll find out. But at the same time, I think in the offseason, that's going to be Rob Pelinka's biggest thing. But we're sure as hell find out with Jackson Hayes there. But let me know down below what your thoughts are on all of this. A ton of new news dropping. We're going to keep you up to date with all the latest. Let me know what your ideal path to the final is and who you want to see the Lakers face off in round 1. Thank you guys for watching. Cheers.